right, good evening, race fans. It is race time once again. Tonight we are in the beautiful Lone Star State, Texas Motor Speedway here with the DieHard Racing League Series. Tonight's race will be a 133 lapper here around a mile-and-a-half track. We have 29 drivers registered, and it looks like it'll be a fairly decent race tonight. It's definitely going to come down to car management. Seeing how last week our season opener was at Daytona, that was pure raw speed. This is going to come down to saving your tires and definitely playing a strategy. As I've been watching these cars through practice, there's been a lot of people on the long runs getting tight coming out of the corners, and those on fresh tires getting loose exiting pit road. So it's going to be a interesting night. Alan will be here with me shortly. Right now he's dealing with something else. As we are rounding out the final seconds here of practice, we're going to go into qualifying. It's single car or actually it's open car qualifying for everything but the plate tracks. So it will be 10 minutes of open qualification here. As checker flag comes out, practice is over. We will go ahead and get everybody going here on qualifying. And we do have 10 minutes of qualifying, so as soon as we start seeing people rolling off, we got some new faces and all the same drivers that we've had for a long time. So it'll be interesting. That's going to be another factor too, new drivers. I know the most of us have, we know how each other run, so now that we've got a few new faces in the mix, it's going to be interesting to see how their driving style fits in with the way some of our veterans, like right there, the 28 of Adam Nowinski. He's been with us for quite some time. I've raced countless races with him, rocking that Tim Hortons paint job. So right now we have Randy Arms sitting on the pole with a 43.170. Zach Michaels behind him in second, and Seth Schultz has third place right now. And it's going to continue to move around here. So at the moment, our fastest time now is Douglas Hess with a 29.075. Now Cameron Hearn with a 28.915. You're going to see a lot of this happening here when it goes to the cars, and you see them just pulling off. They're just out there to get the hot laps in. You're only good qualification-wise for about 2 or 3 laps, and then you want to go back down and get some new tires and go back out and do it again. As you see the number 20 there, get the wall coming out too. That's going to be a common sight we're going to be seeing all night. The cars are going to start pushing up, and we're going to see a lot of cars possibly going up there and touching that wall off of 2, because these cars do get either fairly loose or tight depending on how you drive them. You see the 47 there of Brian Clark. And the 77 of Seth Schultz. Behind him we have the number 8 of Randy Arms. You see Brian Clark at the wall there a little bit. But as of right now, it's still Cameron Hearn right now with the pole with a 28.915. Brandon Hartwell is 1/10 slower in second place. Douglas Hess is 1.49 behind him. Now, with this league, I need to point out a few things. There are no quick fixes. It's 100% fuel, obviously. You do not have to qualify, but you do have to grid. On the initial start of the race, it is on green flag, but after that, any restarts are on the leader. So, fairly simple. If you cause an accident, you get an automatic end of line penalty, first offense. Second offense, you get a 1 lap black flag hold. Third offense, you are ordered to park your vehicle for the rest of the race. As you see, Corey Brown has moved up now into the third position. He's only 0.137 behind your pole sitter right now. As he gets knocked out of there, Robert Barris rifles off a P2 spot. He's only 1.29 behind. And the interesting thing to note about Robert is he is racing on a laptop with a very interesting controller. And he kicked our asses last night in the truck race for the Flatfoot Series.
Actually, he is now back to home, so he's on his regular rig.
Oh, we're in trouble now then if he's actually on his good equipment. If we saw what he did last night with that setup, we're in trouble.
Yeah, that's definite. He's always somebody to watch here. He knows how to save his equipment. He knows how to keep the car under control. He's almost flawless, so you just keep an eye on him. He's going to be up front there, I'm sure.
Well, so far it's still Cameron Hearn with the pole, but we do have 4.5 minutes left in qualifying. See if anybody can knock. Oh, we see Corey get the wall real hard out of 2 there. Oh, and Randy Arms go flying down the backstretch as well. So 29 drivers tonight, Alan. How do you think it's going to play out?
Dangerous. This setup is tight, and it doesn't appear that it's getting any looser over a run. It's going to be a lot of wall riding.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I think turn 2 is going to be everybody's friend at some point, as we see Robert hit it right there too. So we just talked about him being one of the smoothest drivers, and he just nailed the wall coming off of 2. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of tore up right sides tonight. As you see the 48 there of Markel Murphy. Now, there's the number 10 of Todd Cray.
Sorry it took me so long to get over here. I realized that I didn't have all my cameras muted for this track.
That's okay. I had already explained that you were doing something. I didn't quite know what it was, but I got you covered. Now, interesting fact about Todd Cray, he has actually made starts in the actual Nationwide Series.
He sent more cars into the wall.
Oh yeah, I think once the race starts, we're going to see a little bit more conservative driving, but right now, just trying to get the pole, you're trying to get every ounce of what you can get out of that car, so that's why I think we're seeing a lot of these cars pegging the wall. You see number 28, Adam Nowinski, he gets the wall too. Seth Schultz got it as well, so that wall is nobody's friend right now. You see the 47 of Brian Clark rocking the Earnhardt paint scheme there, or Kevin Harvick, I should say, excuse me. Where is downtown James Brown? Is he even laying down a qual lap, or is he just going to sandbag and start in the back? I think it's pretty safe to say, with pretty much a minute left in qualifying, that 28.915 is going to be our pole for the night. See the 82 of Kenan Miller. '87 of Craig Embry and Markel Murphy getting the wall there off of 2. All right, so qualifying has officially ended. Once we see that hideous rough pace car sitting on pit road, we will go ahead and pull up the starting order, and we will give you the starting order for the field here tonight.
Looks like it's just the two of us in the booth tonight, huh? We don't have any
Yes,
joiners?
it is. All right, so here is your official starting grid. On pole, we have the number 97 of Cameron Hearn with a 28.915. Starting on the outside will be the 75 of Robert Barris. Third place, we have the 88 of Brandon Hartwell. Starting outside of him is Corey Brown in the number 23. Fifth place will be the 31 of Douglas Hess. Outside of him in sixth will be Dalton Baldwin. Craig Embry holds down your seventh place. Todd Cray is in eighth. Randy Arms ninth, and Who Said Telephone is going to round out our top 10. We always pick on him. 11th place, we're going to have the number 14 is Zach Michael. Starting outside of him in 12th will be Markel Murphy in the 48. Carlos Plaza will roll in 13th. Brad Speidel will be on his outside in 14th. 15th place is Downtown James Brown in the 68 machine. Starting outside of him will be Rusty Farrell. 17th, we have the 47 of Brian Clark. Outside of him will be the 82 of Kenan Miller. Rolling off 19th will be the 28 of Adam Nowinski. Rodney Kramer will round out your top 20. 21st will be our league owner and captain, Seth Schultz. On his outside will be the 19 of Justin Page. Rolling off 23rd will be the 50 of Michael Tant. And I do believe fellow teammate for AMS, 24th will be Avery McDonald. And 25th will be Chris Ostrander. I know Mike is doing admin, but is he racing?
No, Mike Major will not be on the grid tonight. He
Okay.
is just adminning.
So then that'll put the 22 of Kevin Trzynski in 26th. Caleb Thompson will be in 27th. And then rounding it out in 28th will be the 17 of Cody Franklin. So that is your gridding order for tonight's race. As the pace cars... Hey, it's the Mustang. Look, the Mustang is back.
Oh, nice.
All right, they got rid of it finally. It's back in its original colors, but we'll take it. That's... Oh, look, they updated the back of the light bar on it, too. Brett Bodine must be sad. He got used to driving that rough.
That's weird. I don't remember getting an update for iRacing before we logged on.
No, we did not. So apparently that might have come the other night. As the field rolls into turn 3, we are less than a quarter of a lap away from going green. Once again, it's 133 laps tonight here at Texas. Pace car ducks off. We are green flag racing. Good
and we
start.
will barrel down into turn number 1.
Look at that field of cars right there. That's impressive to see. So Cameron Hearn's going to roll off to an early lead as he goes up to the outside of Robert Barris there. Everybody made it through turn 2 safely this time. See a little bit of 3 wide there as Douglas Hess drifted up a little bit, but it's sorting itself out just fine. So you see the 14 of Zach Michael coming off of pit road. Camera's cycling through right now to the most exciting racing. That way we can give you the best coverage possible. You can see the field spread out wide. Somebody must have got the wall coming out of it too. Take a look.
I'm surprised some of these guys. Oh, they're trying to push it 3 wide in the backfield here. The 88, 31, and 87.
It's been that way for the past couple laps here. It's like, I think the 31 might be a little bit slower than the 87 wants to go. The 88's on the outside. It's got the 10 with them. 31 pretty much doesn't really have anywhere to go at this point. So the 87's kind of putting the pressure on him. But now we see the 31 go ahead and clear the 88. So that should open the door. Looking at their speeds right now, seeing about 180 down to 170 through the corners, 175, 176 right now on.
Geez, these guys running that bottom line so tight. They're gonna. I feel they're gonna end up burning their stuff up before they get a chance to really race.
This early on, I definitely would not be running the low line. I would be running the middle groove. But once again, still pretty impressive for the K&N cars to see them at almost 190 miles an hour on the backstretch. As they cross the line at 187. Now the camera that nobody ever wants to be on is the crash camera. Let's see where that goes to. And it hasn't moved.
No, mine was pretty well focused in on the 31, the 10, the 87, and the 88.
Out front, it's still Cameron Hearn with a 1.1 second lead over Corey Brown. Dalton Baldwin is holding down your third place right now. You see the 31.
The 87.
Oh, 87 and 31 there.
Clips the wall.
He still manages to clear the 31.
As the 8's trying to pinch down the 31 to get off the corner a little better here.
What I really like is seeing all these old paint jobs like that 8. That's the old Ted Musgrave Prime Star paint job. And then there's the Terry Labonte Cornflakes car, the number 20. And then we've got the old, can't remember who they were. I think it might have been Brian Vickers was one of them. Because it was a 2-car team that ran the Red Bull back during the, I believe it was the Car Tomorrow days. So right now, looking at the back of the field, it's pretty much 10 seconds from your leader to last place right now.
I'm curious to see what's going on here with the 75 of Robert Virus. He's seeming to fall back quite a ways as he loses another position to the 8. I wonder if he's just saving his stuff.
I would almost guarantee that he's letting all these people that are hard charging right now just march right on by, and here in about 15 laps when those tires are gone, he's just going to put it on cruise control and sail right back by him. He seems to be the master of strategy here, and I think it's just a early on strategy call. There's no need to really push the car this early in the race, especially only being 12 laps in. As they start getting separated out here, that's usually a good thing. It's less likely to be if somebody was to hit the wall and wipe out, they won't take too many cars with them, seeing how it's mainly single car racing here until you get into the corners.
I did kind of hear a little bit earlier during practice that some of these guys may look at trying to make this a 4-stop race.
And that actually does not sound like a bad idea, especially with tire wear being such a factor here. 4 stops, that will make sure that even if you are pushing your tires, you still can drive fairly aggressively and be able to make it on a 4-stop race.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely push it on a 3-stop race, but I believe the time that you're going to lose to these guys that are going to do a 4-stop. Wow.
Oh, we got the 31, the 88, and the 31 go around. And the 31 comes back up the track and collects another car, so we're going to go to the 31, and we're going to get the replay on that. See what happened here. I set our rewind back a little bit further, that way there's plenty of time to catch it. So this will be coming up to the wreck here. We see the 88 on the low line. He just comes up and gets into the back of the 31 and turns them.
Yeah, that looks like the 88 to me.
But the 31 never locked his brakes down, comes up and he collects the 25. As we see a little bit of contact there between the 73 and the 28 as they were all coming down to a stop there, but still, to me, if you were wrecking, you would want to hold the brake down, but it seems the 31 did not hold his brakes at all. As we see everybody now coming down pit road. See the 97 hit his box, 75's in his. Looks like Corey overshot his box a little bit. They had to back up, as well as the 88. 4 tires for the 97, the 75, the 23, and the 88, as everybody's starting to roll off. That's definitely going to be the end of the day, probably, for the 31 car.
I'm not sure what the 31 was thinking there. I mean, you get up against the wall, you don't let it roll back up into the track like that.
Well, he disconnected, it looks like, so his day is done. But yeah, that definitely is, when I looked at it and I saw it before we went to the replay, why would you not lock your brakes down? If he had locked his brakes when he was backwards on the inside wall, he would have never come back up the track, and even if he did still come up the track, it wouldn't have been as bad. But unfortunately, that also caused him to collect the 25, so that...
Yeah, unfortunately, it ended somebody else's race early as well because he didn't lock them down.
Yeah, that unfortunately brought Rusty Farrell. His race is going to be over pretty early as well, because I did see on the contact that the 25 blew up as well. So that'll be the 31 and the 25 who are already out of the race as we are working our first caution here. It's just so nice to see that Mustang back on the track again. So we get a little shuffle up here for your top three. Cameron Harness still your leader. Dalton Baldwin is your second place car, and Randy Arms has worked his way up to third. And unfortunately, we have nobody from that wreck to interview. They have disconnected from the server, so...
And if you take a look here, the 88 was given a black flag.
For aggressive driving?
No, just for causing the caution.
That's a little bit different than our normal first rule of getting an EOL. But we noticed last night in the flatfoot race, the 88 was fairly aggressive and taking moves that normally we don't see here. So it kind of doesn't really surprise me as the pace car's off, green flag's back out, we are back underway. It doesn't surprise me though that to see the 88 pull a move like that, because that was almost identical to what happened last night in our truck race.
And we are back rolling here. And hopefully we get to see the field here stay 2x2 for a little while, but I don't know. If I was these guys, I'd want to be getting single files as quickly as possible.
It also would appear too that my earlier statement of having the cars running single file did not help in that event, but like we said, if you had just locked the brakes down, it wouldn't have been such an incident, but that's already in the history books, so all we can do is move on as we look at the number 5 of Brad Speidel, the 73 of Chris Ostrander, and the 24 of Josue Tellez.
As I take a look back out front here, the 8's gotten all the way back up to, or not back up, but gotten up to second place. And that 97 is still on a tear, trying to pull away from the field once again.
I do believe the 41 got a little piece of the backstretch wall there as the 8 was passing him. We see the 8's running the high line through the corners, which is more of a preferred line.
The 8 gives a pretty good shot to the 41 there as he exits the corner.
Looks like everybody's starting to get sorted out now, and they're single file for the majority of the field right now.
Oh, and the 97 must have missed something on his corner there because he slowed way up to try to keep it out of the wall. The 41's going to drive underneath him.
We can see right now the 41 is going to lead that lap by a nose.
The 97 struggling because he needs that bottom line.
And we got the 8 forcing it 3 wide coming up off a 2 against the 10. So the 8's going to make a move against Todd here. That's going to leave the door open for the 97 too. But it is only 26 laps in now, so it's still way too early on to be making the race-winning move. So now we just kind of reversed our order a little bit. Dalton Baldwin is now your leader. Randy Arms is still in second, and your previous leader, Cameron Hearn, is now back in P3, and it looks like he might be dropping off a little bit more.
And to mention, the first... Ooh, the 8 gets into the wall there, exiting the corner, or entering the corner. First and second are part of Anarchy Motorsports. They have their own league that runs as well. The 97 is going to go low on the 8 here, going into the corner to take the spot away, take second out of the 8's hands.
I think the 8's just going to let him by right now. At this point, it's still, as we've said, very early on. There's no point in putting up a fight when you're only 29 laps in, especially with the way the 8 is entering the corner. He's going in awfully high, but he's able to arc it down and get the run off the corner.
As he pulls right back up to the bumper. And the 48 goes under the 10 to take 4th place. And
Corey Brown's going to go with him.
Will go with him.
Todd's not going to go down without a fight, though.
I mean, Todd's running a pretty consistent line lap after lap. I think he's kind of dialed in.
Oh, we see Todd got a little piece of Corey there, but Corey's able to gather it back up.
You know, the consistent line Todd's running, I think it's definitely probably going to pay off for him in the end.
See Markel Murphy making a move now on the 8 of Randy Arms. So that'll drop him again. As he gets that run up the corner, though.
Yeah, but I think he's lost some of his speed there when he clipped the wall a little bit. I think something might have gotten knocked out on the front end a little bit. Or,
I don't know. He went right back around Markel like it wasn't nothing. I think it's just the line he's taking going in gives the driver behind him a false read and how he's going in so high, and Markel's running that low line.
And Markel goes in under him again.
We'll see if it happens again. It looks like Randy can get the run. As Randy, oh, they make contact. Good save by the 48 of Markel Murphy. Absolutely no room given by the 8 of Randy Arms. So we're seeing now already that there's a lot of drivers out there that are not making friends with each other.
No, but in Randy's defense, he has been running the same line lap after lap, and, you know, he had to take as much as he could to get up off that corner, and Markel wasn't wanting to give it.
Now that definitely goes both ways, though. If I had that strong of a run and I knew I was going to be coming up to a car like that, I would have backed off a little bit just to save what happened, but needless to say, that was an amazing save by the 48. See, the 82 is also running that high line too. Got the 82, the 22, the 20, the 28, and the 88 all together here in one group. Every time I see Adam's car, I always want a cup of Tim Hortons coffee, and I'm nowhere near one. You see the 24 of Jose Tellez dive low on the 27 of, or 29 of Avery McDonald. Right now the focus seems to be on the 88 car. See the 20 get a piece of the wall there coming off of 2. Avery's under fire by the 77 of Seth Schultz.
As the last place car here, James Brown is, or the last car on the lead lap, I believe, is going to be coming under fire from our leaders here pretty quick. He's less than a straightaway behind, in front of them.
It looks like the 20 bobbled a little bit there coming off of 4, which opens the door for the 28 to get around on the outside. The 22 as well. He took the inside, so now seeing the 20 backing off. He's going to be under fire by the 88 and the 5 here. The 88 looks low. The 22 goes way low. So the 22 is going to lose a handful of spots there as we see the 24 go around him, and it's getting passed by the 77 right now. Let's ride a lap here with good old Jeff Gordon. Here I'm playing with that throttle going through 1 and 2. It's got a good run off of turn 2 with the 88. As he gets around it. So he's marching on up there now. So your top 5 now will be Dalton Baldwin, Cameron Hearn, Randy Arms, Todd Cray, and I believe it was the 87 of Craig Embry.
Looks like the 50 is going to challenge the 73 here, and he just drives by him.
We got the 24 looking low on the 20 right now. As we cycle to out front here. .41 still out there leading it by a good 0.3 of a second. Looks like your top
Yeah,
5 have broken away pretty well, maybe top 6.
and it looks like we've got pretty good traffic jam back here from 13th on, looks like 20th maybe.
'77's gonna look low in 3 here and take the spot away from the 82. Number 5 of Brad Spidle's gonna come along with him. It looks almost like the 82 maybe tail whipped the wall a little bit there going through the quad oval. See the 20 get a little bit loose. He stepped out, so he's going to lose a spot or 2 more. The 82's way high on the wall.
If it stays green here, I would expect some of these cars to be coming down pit road in about 15 laps.
As we are now on lap 47 of 133 here. See the 6 of Rodney Kramer. He's going to be taking a spot away from the 20.
The 24 just dives underneath the 28 coming out of 4.
77's right with him.
Yeah, the 77's going to make
the
his
5
move there.
So we got Josue, Seth, and Brad all teaming up against Adam to try and get a spot away. As we see the 6 of Rodney Kramer still working over the number 20 of Carlos Plaza. Josue and Seth have managed to get by Adam. Brad's trying to get his way by him now.
And maybe we're going to see Brad be able to actually do some racing here as I'm looking at his quality, and it looks like he's finally got that issue resolved. His quality is at 99 now and a ping of 66, whereas most of his races he's in the yellow. So it looks like he may have got that issue solved and actually be able to contend and push his car and people can see him.
That's always a good thing to hear as we see the 19. He was coming off of pit road there. We got a traffic jam going on here as the 20 gets in the back of the 28 a little bit coming out of turn 2. And it looks like Bad Brad's going to take a spot away from the 77 there too. I know if I've been having connectivity issues and all of a sudden they're fixed, that would boost my confidence a ton. See the 22 is going to work the low side on the 24, see if he can get it going into 3 as we see the 5 and the 22 now. The 22 is going to take spot away from the 77. He's able to duck back down there and avoid losing another spot. As we are closing in on halfway here soon. Meanwhile, out front, it's still Cameron Hearn with the lead. Dalton Baldwin is in second, and Markel Murphy's made his way up to 3rd position, 1.2 seconds behind the leader. So you see the 19 who is on fresh tires, he's going to easily go past the 6 and the 24 and all these other cars that are not on new rubber.
Yeah, the 19's on a tear. Did he just come out of pit road?
Yes, he did. About 2 laps ago. So he's got basically brand new stickers on that ride. He's going to be passing a lot of cars.
Well, he's got to do what he can to make up the time now because he has got to be taking as many spots back as he can, get back on the lead lap before the rest of this field pits.
Looks like the 77's got a little bit of damage on the back of his spoiler there, the right rear.
Yeah, somebody may have clipped him in the back end, or he may have slid up and snagged the wall. I didn't see.
Judging from what I saw, it looks like it might have been car contact. It's not indicative of the walls. We see the 47 of Brian Clark making a green flag pit stop. He's just now coming off pit road. But yeah, going back to Seth's car, it does look like it was a car contact, because if you hit the wall, it would have affected just the corner that the car hit. This looks like it was more of right in the center, and it pushed it up and gave him a little bit of damage. But that's not going to affect him, seeing how this isn't a plate race. It's not going to bring his speed down any. But it may make his car a little bit tighter, or might make it a little bit looser, seeing how that spoiler is not completely straight.
Well, if it made it looser, he's going to be happy because this car is tight here.
Exactly. As we see the 8 of Randy Arms going around the 41. As Markel Murphy has made a move around the third place car of Dalton Baldwin to take over second spot. Appears the 8 has also gone down pit road. He's on fresh tires too, because he is past the 48 and your leader. So here's where we're going to start seeing things get interesting. Cars on old tires versus cars on new tires. Oh, we got a wreck on the backstretch, the 20 car. No caution. That's not going to trip a caution, but it was an incident there. The 20 car did get in a little bit of contact and got sent to the inside coming off a 2. And it looks like his day is going to be done. He is on pit road right now, and he is smoking. So your new third place position will be the 10 of Todd Cray. We see the 75 must be on fresh rubber because he just blew by the 73 and the 77.
Yeah, taking a look at that, the 20 caught the wall a little bit and slowed way up.
Right now we're seeing a lot of cars that are on fresh tires going by the 10 car, who's your third place car right now. So not a lot has changed. Cameron Harner's back out in the lead again. He's got a 1.6 second lead over new second place of Corey Brown. And now Brad Spottle makes his way up to P3. He is 10 seconds behind the leader. So this is, I think we're starting to see our green flag pit stops happening. It's just not in droves. It's a few cars here, a few cars there. See the 6 of Rodney Kramer getting around the 73 of Chris Ostrander. We are working lap 61 of 133, almost on the halfway mark right now.
So I'm hearing from the 23 car here of Corey Brown, and he does not like this idea of pitting early. He's going to run it out and try to make it on one less stop than everybody else, and thinking that he's not going to lose too much time and he's going to come out ahead.
Well, given Corey's driving style, it is very plausible for him to make this a 3-stop race and be able to still come out ahead, but there's always the threat of a yellow flag, which levels the playing field. So it may or may not work to his advantage.
It's hard to say. I guess we'll roll the dice and see what happens with him.
That's exactly what racing is. It's a crapshoot. You make a gamble, and whatever the results are is what you get. If you pit early to sacrifice track position and hopefully gain it back on the leaders, or you stay out later to hopefully trap them a lap down if you can get ahead of them.
Wow, that's strange to see our 75 there, Robert Buris. He's in danger of going a lap down. Unless I just missed him pitting as well.
I'm pretty sure he came down pit road.
No, he didn't.
Oh, wow. So take a look at your leader here. We'll go on board for a lap with our leader here.
It does appear that Robert pitted on lap 55. So he does have fresher tires than our leader. That's why he pulled back away. All right. I missed that pit stop.
So we can see the 97 got a little tiny piece of that apron there, had a little bit of a wiggle coming out of 4, but didn't seem to affect his car too badly. As we see the 24 go by him, that is not for position, he is just on fresher tires. He is still holding a 1.2 second lead over your second place of Corey Brown right now. And that lead is falling off now as Corey's dropped it to just over a second.
Yeah, these guys with fresher tires are that much faster than the guys on older tires, and they're just driving around them right now. It's interesting to watch pit strategies playing out here.
We're going to go ahead and see just the fall off rate for lap times on a car that's got fresher tire versus old tire. Right now, your leader, he is on old tires, so let's see what he pulls for a lap time, and then we'll go to a car that we know has fresher tires and see what they're pulling for a lap time. So your leader is going to pull a 32.209. Now let's go to the 75 here, since we know he's on fresher tires, and see what kind of a lap time he pulls. Although he is in traffic, so this lap isn't really going to be as effective.
He's on about 10 lap tires now. Wow.
Yeah, but still, 10 laps right there is a good sign right there. He pulled a 30-second lap that time, and he's dropping back further still. See what he can do if he's got nobody where he has to check up early. But the tires here do make such a critical difference, seeing how this track is fairly coarse and very aggressive on the tires. We're seeing, I believe that was a 73 down on pit road. He pulled a 38.26 that time. Whoops, the wrong button there. Sorry about that. So yeah, there's definitely a huge difference between fresh tires and even just 10 laps on your tires, especially with somebody who can conserve as well as Robert does. Looks like Cameron Hearn, Randy Arms has made the pass on Corey Brown for second place. I do believe that Corey is pitting because he has dropped out of the top 3 now. So that's gonna, I think that's as far as he wanted to run
Corey
that car out.
He's coming down pit road now.
4 tires, full tank of fuel, he's down and away.
So yeah, he ran about 47, 48 laps on a fuel run there. So the car was pretty well empty.
As we are past the halfway mark now. So for a halfway race recap, we've only had 1 caution as of right now. Very, very, very impressive considering what we were seeing during practice and qualifying. They've been keeping it very clean and minding their business very well.
Yeah, during practice and qualifying, I think everybody was just pushing their car just a little bit too hard, trying to really see what it was going to take to kill it.
Well, that's the reason why we throw up a 110-minute practice and then a 10-minute qualifier, so you can, if you choose to. I know a lot of drivers don't really put in the time in the practices before the races, but if you really want to get a good feel for what the car is doing, you need to go out there and you need to push every single envelope that the car has to see what you can and what you cannot do with that car on the start, through the middle of a run, and towards the end of your run.
As our leader, Cameron Hearn is calling out here. He's going to pit this next lap by.
He's already pitting. Randy Arms is being scored as our leader right now.
That's weird. iRacing chat must be lagging behind this evening because it just popped up. But he is in and out of pit road before I get a hold of it.
Let me see, the 22 is coming off the pit road now. He's merging back onto the track. So hand the lead over to Randy Arms, Dalton Baldwin second, Markel Murphy in 3rd place right now. So you see the 87 of Craig Embry behind the 41 of Dalton Baldwin, but that is not for position. As we see Dalton Baldwin looking low on the inside, he's going to take the lead going into turn 1. Craig Embry is going to come with him, but those are all, well, the 87 and the 8 are teammates. As we see the 17 of Cody Franklin there.
I believe the 41 is in there as well, isn't he? Yeah, the 41's part of that team as well.
Yeah, I was looking up inside of there. Some of them just don't have their numbers on there like they're supposed to. Oh, good save by everybody, but once again, it's that 88 car. Not sure what the rush was there, but that was a little unnecessary 3-wide action there. That could have turned out a lot worse than it did.
Yeah, I mean, he's got fresher tires than these guys, but there's still, you know, you got to have a little bit of racing etiquette and a little bit of common courtesy there. That was a little much to force it in like that. I mean, everybody held it up, but the 87's got some pretty substantial damage now on his left side. Hopefully it doesn't slow him down too much. We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, that is another thing, though, with the league, too, though. If we have a driver that is too overly aggressive, they will get penalized, and they will have to sit out a race if they continue to pull off aggressive moves and just things that should not be done. We do have a rule in place where you are to park your car for a race, and if you continue to drive like young Kyle or Kurt Busch, you'll get parked for the rest of the season. Which we've only luckily had to do that to a couple cars.
And now looking back here at Corey Brown, he's in 13th. He's got fresher tires than most of these guys as well. Him in the 97. which was our race leader. So I imagine once these guys really kind of get onto it, that we'll see them back up front here in no time, as the rest of the cars have to finish making pit stops.
As you can see right there, the door donut on the 87, courtesy of the 88. Right now, out front, it is Dalton Baldwin, leading by a second and a half over fellow teammate Randy Arms. Markel Murphy is 4.5 seconds back in third place. Fourth place is Todd Cray. Robert Barris has worked his way back up to fifth. Justin Page is in sixth. So it looks like a lot of the guys seem to be on different strategy plays here, as we're seeing a lot of different numbers getting back up inside the top 10. As we have 49 laps to go this time. We see the 17 of Cody Franklin coming off the pit road there, as well as the 12 of Caleb Thompson. Caleb is our last season Division II champion. He was the one that was allowed to pick which car we were running this season, which that was one of our rules. The winner of Division II automatically gets bumped to Division I, and he also picks which car we race next season. Last season we ran the Xfinity cars, and he chose the K&N, so we were running the K&Ns. We see the 87 looking low right now on the 41. That is not for position.
So I just heard again from the 23 as I'm watching him here. He is extremely free and loose in the corner. He only took 3 tires on his pit stop trying to loosen the car up.
Well, if anybody can drive a loose car, that would be Corey. He hates tight cars, so a 3-tire stop is right up his alley. As we see the number 12, Caleb Thompson, he's going to motor by these guys with no problem, seeing how he is on fresh tires. Running the old Jeremy Mayfield Alltel anniversary paint scheme there. Switch over here to most exciting and see what happens. We see the 17 of Cody Franklin. He's going to go past the leaders as well. He is also on fresh rubber.
I believe the 5 car of Brad Speidel is as well, as he's tearing up behind the 41 here.
Well, it appears that most exciting is going to keep us right up here, where the leader is just getting passed by a ton of cars on fresh tires, which is something that we always deal with. Brad's going to take it on the outside.
Well, fresh rubber is going to allow him to stick that car wherever he wants for the first few laps, and then he'll have to settle down a little bit.
You see the 97, and back behind there was the 68 of James Brown.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of James this week.
Oh, we see Josue get the apron there. He gathered it up. He's still a little bit loose, but he manages to keep a hold of that car. Good job collecting that car. But
a 6 in the 22 did an awesome job getting around him.
we see the 6 of Rodney Kramer. He's on fresh tires. He's going to rocket past the 47 and the 19, as well as the 22.
Here comes the 88 under the 47 as well. He's going to drive it in as low as he can and try to get a good run up off the corner here.
And he's going to pass the 19 as well. Maybe they filled that thing up with some Red Bull too.
That's not what that driver needs.
We see the 77 now. He's going to march by the 47 and the 19. He is also on fresh tires. And looks like he got a little bit of that damage fixed. There's still just a tiny bit left on that car, but with it being green flag, as soon as that jack drops, I'm gone.
Yeah, that's a big situation there. If you got damage and you can't, I mean, you just can't repair it under green here, it's bad enough you're going close to a lap down, lap and a half by the time you get up to speed sometimes.
Oh, and here's father and son right here as Corey's going to go underneath his dad. Ooh, Corey had a little bobble there off the corner, but he managed to go by as we got Cody Franklin going by James as well, and Cody's going to make the pass on Corey.
Oh, geez, the 23's getting real free in the corner.
That 3 tire might be coming to bite him now. It might be a little bit too free in the corner. See, the 17 was still marching through the field. Cody's a lot more conservative on the car, so I think he might be able to run a little bit harder, a little bit longer. See, the 47's making a move on the 19. The 24's below him. The 97's up top.
The 97 wants by, and it looks like he's pretty well boxed in.
Oh, yeah, he is. Oh, we see, I think that was the 19 that caught a little piece of the walls. We're going to go 3 wide through 2 here as we see Robert Bears coming off the pit road. So look for that 75 car to start moving pretty soon.
As we're looking at about 36 laps to go here, that'll put Robert good for the end of the race here.
Actually, we're coming to 38 right now. And out front now we have a new leader. Markel Murphy is leading by 3.6 seconds over Todd Cray. Cameron Hearn has dropped to 3rd place. He pitted. He is 17.8 back. Looking through the field, back 20th on back is 2+ laps down. 24th, 3rd, and then, oh, we have a caution.
Caution's out.
We'll have to find what happened there and see what brought the caution out.
I see the 8 up against the inside wall.
All right, we're going to take a look at that and see what happened here. You got it on the 10, no problem. 10 was going into pits anyways, so this might have been a self-induced incident here as we see the 87 coming off.
No, the 68 James Brown looks like he's coming off the wall here.
Oh, yep, the 68 nailed the wall, and Randy just couldn't get out of the way, so he got collected in that one as well. That's a tough break for Randy there, but a hard hit for James Brown as well, too.
Yeah, it looks like James was trying to get woed up going to get down into pit road there or something. He was down on the apron.
So that is going to bring out our 2nd caution of the race.
I apologize. I finally got back far enough. He's coming off pit road and
just got loose. Right now, being scored as your leader.
He just gives it too much throttle.
Well, we saw that a lot in practice too, but right now your leader is the 24 of Josue Tellez. I'm sure that will change up, seeing how everybody's going to want to come down and take fresh tires. Looking back behind him, the 12, the 17, the 47, they are not for position. The 4th car back, that would be the 10 of Todd Cray. He is 2nd place, but since we are under pacing right now, as we see Josue is dropping down, he is going to be pitting. My guess is Cody and Caleb will pit the next lap. You see the rest of the field catching up.
That's unfortunate for the 8 car there. That's probably going to end his evening.
Oh, yeah. When he made that contact with the wall, that was an instant motor blow. So James had already blown his motor up, so that was a death blow there. And then Randy just couldn't he had nowhere to go on that one because James was right dead center of the track. So very tough break for the 8 car of Randy Arms. Look at the 17. It looks like he's got a little bit of right front damage still. The hood's tweaked a little bit on the right front. It's nothing too serious, but he definitely does have some right front damage there. See if these lap cars come down or if they're going to stay out and try and get a lap back. Because that will cycle your lead back to the 41 of Dalton Baldwin. And it looks like the 12 and the 17 are going to stay out to get a wave by. As we are 1 to green, they do take their wave around. So that's going to stack the field back up here. We're going to turn 1 down, so we're 3/4 of a lap away from going back green. We will go green with 33 laps remaining here at Texas. So right now, while we're under caution, our top 10, we have Dalton Baldwin, Cameron Hearn, Markel Murphy, Justin Page is in there. We've got Adam Nowinski, Corey Brown, Brad Speidel, Chris Ostrander, Michael Tant. Pace car drops down. Green flag is out. We're back underway. 41 gets a good jump on the start there. As they haul it off into turn 1. See the 50 and the 22 are up high right now. The 22 right there is your 10th place car. See the 50s trying to make a move up on the high side. We got the 5. Brad's trying to make a move under the 73 of Chris Ostrander, and he makes the pass. You see the 10 of Todd Cray there on the apron coming off. Showing him back in 18th, 1 lap down. He's the 2nd car lap down, so he's not sitting in the lucky dog position right now. You see the 5 washed up, and he's got passed back by the 73 as well as the 22, and now he's going to be under fire by the 24 and the 75. See the 73 making a move on the inside of the 28 of Adam Nowinski. He's going to stick that pass. As the 75 of Robert Barris. Oh, contact between the 24 and the 5. Amazing job by Brad saving that car. It's going to hurt him position-wise, but he kept it off the wall.
Save.
Yeah, that was very impressive. That car kicked sideways 3 or 4 times, but that was an incredible save. Imagine he's not too happy right now with that DuPont car. See the 29 of Avery McDonald trying to run down the 77 of Seth Schultz. And we got the 10 of Todd Cray on the inside. Todd is on fresher tires, so he's going to get around the 77 fairly easy. What I'm noticing the most is, especially going into 3, watching the tailpipes backfiring, you can see all the different braking points that every driver has. See, the 10 is going to take the inside around the 24 as well as the 28. Oh, 24 gets the wall coming off of 2 there. That's going to open the door for the 82 to drop down and move along as well. Doesn't appear that it slowed him down too much. He's able to hold Adam off so far.
So we're looking at 23 to go.
23
and,
this time by.
These guys really need to start thinking about getting to the front if that's where they're headed.
Looks like, even despite hitting the wall, the 24 is actually starting to put some distance on the 82. So it looks like he's starting to. He's got the hammer down and he's gunning it towards the front. As we see the 77 have a nice bobble coming off of turn 2, but nothing serious. That is going to open the door, though, for the 29 of Avery McDonald to get on the inside there, but I don't think it's going to be enough to kill the run, as it didn't. Well, I've cycled to crash many times, and it just keeps focusing on this group right here.
Yeah, it's been the cars are running that tight together. The prediction servers thinking that these too many cars, too much of an area there. That something's got to happen.
Well, we've seen a couple things. We've seen the 24 get the wall. We saw the 77 get a little loose coming out of the corner. So it's being pretty accurate right about now. This is probably the most heated battle position right now. As we look at the lead, I'm looking at it right now. Dalton Baldwin is not. Markel Murphy took the lead away, but they're pretty much sitting neck and neck right now. Dalton Baldwin just passed back. Markel Murphy back now again. So we do have a battle for the lead going on. Let's go up there and take a look at that battle going on. We see the 97 all over the bumper of the 48. '41's going to lead that lap. As we are under 20 to go now. Oh, and the 97 into the wall. Didn't look like a hard hit, but he definitely flattened the side of that car a little bit.
And this is still a pretty good battle back here from 13th on back to 15, 17, about 18th. Rodney Kramer, he's trying to get underneath Avery McDonald here. And he will complete that pass, and so will the 47 and the 88. Looks like the 29 kind of got pushed up out of the way there a little bit.
You see the 17 of Cody Franklin coming off pit road again. And now the focus on crashes has gone back to that pack that you were just talking about.
There's a pretty good battle going on back and forth here. Avery has lost at least 3 positions.
Oh, we had a wreck on the front stretch. 2 cars going around. Oh, a big wreck. So that will be our 3rd caution. That was involving the 41 car. Let's go back, and we're going to go on with the 41 and see what happened there, because I know he was part of the end result of it, but we'll see what happened here.
The 97 gets up underneath the 41 a little bit. Looks like he may have washed up the hill, and the 41 just claimed responsibility for that. Said he went to blow.
That looks like net code. And then you see the 48 got into the 19. That was kind of weird too. On the replay, it looked like it was net code because I never really saw the cars touch, but nonetheless, it was 2 sets of 2 cars doing the same thing at the exact same time. So that's definitely going to shuffle things up.
Dalton Baldwin there in the 41, he did claim responsibility for that, said that he was actually trying to block the run, and the 97 was already there.
Well, despite seeing the 48 going, he must have gathered it up pretty quick because he right now is being scored as your leader. That was definitely interesting to see 4 cars pirouetting at the same time in the infield. All right, so the 48 is going to get shuffled back. The lead is going to get handed over to the 23 of Corey Brown. 75 Robert Barris is going to be 2nd. Markel Murphy is going to go back to 3rd right now. 4th will be the 24 of Josue Tellez. So Markel actually didn't make out too bad on that, despite getting completely sideways in the infield there. So it looks like we have 21 cars left in the race. See, the 41 or the 48 is dropping to the rear of the field, I believe. So that will shuffle the 24 up to 3rd place. Rodney Kramer is going to be in your top 10, as well as Seth Schultz and the 97 Cameron Hearn. Brad Spottle is 12th. Caleb Thompson 13th. It's definitely going to change the ball game here, as we have 14 laps to go right now.
And I'm going to ask Corey, what are you thinking right now, bud? You're sitting in the catbird seat.
Yeah, well, I can't cut those fast laps like they was able to, and so they got out a second in front of me. Then I was chopping a tenth here, a tenth their way, and then they just took each other out. I mean, it was perfect. So I don't know. I took 3 tires. I got no fuel, So hopefully the balance is right. My left rear wear was at 97%, so I think it'd be perfect. I don't know. We'll find out if it'd be too loose here. Hopefully I can get it.
If there's anybody that can drive a loose car, it's definitely you.
Oh, I tried it earlier in the race after like almost a full fuel run, and that thing was just insane. You couldn't even get in the throttle at all.
We saw you get loose a few times, but you are sitting pretty right now. See if you could bring it home with a W tonight. You got a pretty good chance.
Yeah, but look who's sitting to his outside.
Yep, we've got Mr. Consistency on the outside, so it's you got your work cut out for you.
True story.
Well, good luck, Corey. Hopefully we see you in victory lane tonight.
All right, thank y'all.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. I didn't even notice it. Robert was on the outside. That's definitely going to be something interesting to play out right now. Pace car is off. Green flag's out. Corey gets a good run off the start. 12 laps left here to go. Let's see if that loose car is going to pay off for him here.
Well, at least he got a good jump on the start there. Hopefully that'll get him out far enough to really be able to hold his own with that setup the way he's got it.
Well, with the way Corey runs, I know he's going to drive the hell out of it for the first few laps and try and get as much time punched out there as possible, because anytime you get the 75 behind you, you know you're going to be under fire before long. Yeah, we got caution out again.
Caution's out.
See if we can see what brought that one out.
The 41 got into the 19 a little bit there and caused a real bad chain reaction.
Yeah, let's see if we can get it on a 40-second loop here. Oh, yeah. 47 made contact with the 10. The 10 railed the wall, and that just destroyed a bunch of cars.
Yeah, the 41 gets into the back of the 19, which turns him down into the 10, and it's just
shot
melee from
Todd straight into the outside wall hard. Well, that's going to add another car to the scrapyard after that one. As we see, the 88's got some heavy damage on him as well. This might actually work to Corey's advantage, having all these caution laps here. He can keep the tires cooled down, and if he can time that restart like he did last time, he might have a really good shot. As we can see in the background, I think that's the 88, I believe. He's crab walking it down the backstretch.
Yeah, I can't even read the number on his roof.
I can't either. It's wore plumb off. Well, unfortunately, just like every time we see cautions late in a race, they breed more cautions. Hopefully, this will be our last one, and we can race this one out and not finish under a caution.
Ooh, this could get interesting. That 97's lurking back there in 5th, and I know he's got full fresh rubber on it. He's really good at clicking off those first few hot laps, so I would be watching him come through the rest of the field here. I mean, you do have the 75 and the 23 out there as well. They're not going to give up easy.
I don't think the 24 or the 73 is really going to be willing to give up spots either, because teammates are not right now this close to the end of the race. I think that the whole teammate aspect gets thrown out the window when we're this close to the end of a race. So I don't think anybody from Corey on back is going to be willing to budge on anything. It's just going to take somebody making a mistake or somebody making an aggressive move and pushing somebody up out of the line to get past them.
Yeah, I mean, early on in the race, you know, teammates and friends are where you find them. Later on in the race, it's where you leave them.
Exactly. All right, lights on the pace car are out. We will restart this race, hopefully for the last time, with 7 laps remaining. That's going to put the 75 on the outside again. But that 97, as you stated, who's on fresh rubber, he only has to get around 1 car on the inside to challenge Corey for the lead.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's going to be a fight for Corey to win this race from here. You know, that 97, he is quick for the first couple of laps, and he's fairly consistent after that. So, I mean, over the first 10 laps, I mean, he was putting on almost half a second on the field, so.
Well, we started with 28 cars. What you see is what we have left. Pace car gets ready to drop down pit road, hopefully for the last time here, as it does so now. Corey jumps again, another great restart for the 23. We're back racing with 7 laps remaining here at Texas. See, the 73 was high there, so he's definitely probably going to lose that. He lost that spot to the 97, so that's 1 down for the 97. Now he's got to get around the 22, the 24, the 75, and then I don't think he's going to have enough. I don't think there's enough laps left for him to catch Corey. As we see, Robert is closing that gap in.
The 97's under the 22, and he's pulling away.
That's definitely going to be a cat fight from here on out.
As Robert makes up a ton of ground in the turn.
I'm going to say probably going into either 1 or 2 here. He's going to make a move, or if not 3 or 4. As we see him do the crossover, he's trying to cut under. He just couldn't make it that time, but see if he can stick it in 3 and 4 this time.
Corey is watching his rear view.
Yeah, this is not the time to be rear view mirror racing. You want to be looking at the windshield.
He's got nothing in front of him to worry about.
No, still, that's the worst thing you can ever do is rear view mirror race, because that's how you lose a race very easily. You just run your line and hope that it's working out for you, and it sticks fast. As you see Robert right down there hugging that white line out of 2. He's right on the back bumper of Corey right now. He's actually going to make a move to outside.
And the 97 makes a move to the inside of the 24. He will go for 3rd place here.
And the 75 is going to lead that lap, as we have 3 laps left here to go at Texas, but Corey's not done yet. Robert couldn't quite clear him, but he's got him cleared now, so it's game on now. As we see Corey dive low in 3, he's going to try and take that spot back. As they come off of 4, Corey's got the advantage. He's going to lead that lap. 2 laps left here. Don't think the 97 is going to have enough to get up there, but it's down to the 75 and the 23 right now. But that 97 is still pulling time.
75 into the wall.
Yep. That's going to definitely work to Corey's advantage. We see the 97 is now going to try and challenge the 75. as we come to the white flag. Corey's got to hold him off for 4 more turns. If he can do it, he's got this race in the bag. White flag at Texas. I think the thing that's working best for him right now is the cars behind him are too wide, and we see the 97 gets around the 75. Corey's got 2 more turns to make, and I do believe he is going to bring this one home. Yep, that's the race right there. Your winner, the number 23, Corey Brown. Amazing job on 3 tires. See if he goes and burns his 3 tires off. Here we go. He's going to burn them down. I can't imagine there's not much left on that left rear tire. Outstanding job. All right, let's start with our 3rd place finisher, Alan. He's all yours.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Hey, Robert, this is Alan up in the booth. How you doing?
I am exhausted. That was a heck of a battle right there at the end. A nice shootout. Congrats, Corey. I think the track position was the key. So congrats to him on the last pit stop and being in a position to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it was a good race there. I was curious to see if you were going to be able to run him down there. It looked like you kind of scrubbed the wall a little bit there coming out of the turn, and you got it gathered back up there and managed to try to, get your speed back up.
Yeah, I got past him. I think on the high side, and then the next turn, I got a little too tight and lost enough momentum that he was able to get back beside me. And then at that point, the inside lane was the key. If you were off the bottom, you were going to suffer, especially on exit.
Oh, we knew it was going to come down to one of the 2 of you winning the race. It would have been a hell of a battle either way, but nonetheless, you still managed to bring it home 3rd. Is there anybody that you would like to thank?
Just my wife for being supportive and having the patience for me to do this late on a Sunday night. Also, thank school for the sponsorship and iRacing again for the platform. And then you guys, Art, Alan, Seth, everybody at DieHard for putting this on for us. Hopefully we put a good show on for the viewers 2nd week in a row.
All right there, Robert. Well, we'll see you again there next week, and hopefully you continue to keep it up there in the top 5. Points is where it's at. Consistent finishes.
Thank you. Yes, it's I think been the key to the championships that I've accumulated so far, and we'll hope to keep that going for this season.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Before you bring 2nd place in, bring Josue down too, because he definitely deserves an interview for bringing in a top 5.
All right. You want to talk to him now?
Yeah, I'll bring him in.
Oh well, it was good. The only thing was the car will get tired pretty quick, and I didn't expect that. That's why I had trouble qualifying. But as the race went on, I got a rhythm and everything. Everything just came together towards the end. As you can see, I just didn't have enough to hold up Cameron. Cameron put in some good times, and I did the best I could. But it was awesome. It was an awesome race.
Well, he did have a lot fresher tires, which was the one thing that we were noting. We were expecting him to blast through the field, but it was definitely down between Corey and Robert there, and Robert ended up getting a little bit tight, and Cameron got around him, but still, nonetheless, you pull off a fourth place finish, which is, I believe, one of your best finishes yet.
Yeah, that's correct. I was trying to get a top five, and I knew I had a fast car. It's just like the car was getting tight too early for me. But I didn't take any gas the last race, and the car actually loosened up a bit more, so I was able to enjoy it.
Well, once again, congratulations on your fourth place finish. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank?
Thanks, Art. I just want to thank you guys for hosting the race. It's been a lot of fun. All the competitors, as long as they race me hard, I'm gonna race them harder, and we all have fun.
That's what I want to hear. Well, once again, I've said it 3 times already, but congratulations again on your finish here, and hopefully move on next week and you get another top five, if not a win.
Yeah, keep the momentum going.
All right, Cameron. This is Alan up in the booth there. Looks like you brought it home second. Looks like you tried to have a pretty good run there towards the end. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, overall it was a good race. I tried to make it on just one stop after the first caution, and I felt like we were good on fuel. Then the cautions kind of changed my strategy a little bit, and me and Dalton got into it, but me and Dalton raced a lot with each other, so raced each other hard. Just a kind of racing deal when we were battling for first and second. But overall, happy with top five. Can't complain about that.
Well, we were definitely picking you as the hot shot there on that last restart, knowing that you had better tires than the cars in front of you. Corey took 3 on the last caution, and he said it was definitely a handful, and he was under fire from Robert. And it looks like Robert just got a little tight in the corner, which opened the door for you to squeak past and pull off a P2.
Right, yeah. I was hoping they would battle, and I thought when he got into the wall coming off two that I could kind of get my nose in three and kind of have one last shot at him. But it's hard racing at the end. I was just happy to keep the wheels on it, come home second, and get them next week.
No, great job bringing it home in P2. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife for watching, my dad he's always watching every race, and also DieHard for putting on the show, and you guys for broadcasting, and appreciate everybody who's involved behind the scenes as well.
All right. Well, hopefully you have a little better luck next week. You maybe try to get a win next week out of us, and keep the wheels on her.
Yes, sir. You guys take care.
Corey, you did it. 3 tires was the winning strategy there.
Yeah, but it felt weird, and I hated blocking Robert coming out of 2 there, taking the low lane away from him. I knew he was going to have to pass me on the outside. And going into 3, like 2 laps later, he actually cleared me. But I knew the 3 tires, I could just throw it in there and get back to get back and being side by side. And I threw it in there and it stuck. But all in all, it was a great race. Like I was saying earlier, those other guys, they could just cut some killer fast laps. And that last run before they wrecked each other, each of them took each other out. Their top 4 wadded it up. But they pulled out to like 1.1 seconds in front of me, and then as the tires started fading away, a second, 9 tenths, 8 tenths, and then they finally just wrecked. I needed to win against them. I don't think I could have passed them, but to actually get back to them, I just needed a long run. But I mean, it was a great race, and if there's anybody to race against in the last couple laps, it's going to be Robert. I love racing against Robert. Oh, we wreck each other and we get into it, but the racecraft that he has, coming down, he's going to be tight, but he's going to give you room. Robert's the best.
I think the biggest question too is while we were watching you do your victory burnouts, how much of that left rear tire was actually left before you started melting them down?
I don't know. Can you check? Let me see here.
I'm pretty sure it's almost
rear.
a 0.
No. See, cause I took 4 the time before, right? So when they wrecked each other, or maybe the time before, the caution before that, I took 4 tires, and then we had like I think what was that 15 lap run. Then the 4 leaders took themselves out. And then I just took 3 tires. So I had 3 tires and like 5 gallons of fuel left. So I was hoping that the low fuel would compensate for not taking that left rear a little bit. And it did. I just wasn't really comfortable with the car. I mean, but hey, it worked. It ended up working because you could hammer 3.
Well, that definitely played out too. Plus having those extra 2 cautions and you getting those great restarts on both of them, that definitely played well in your favor.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a fun race, though. It was a great race. I had fun. Lots of fun.
Well,
I hated that Robert got in a wall, though. And, I actually went back and looked at it coming off a 2. And, yeah, I talked to him right before here, and he said he just got a little tight off a 2 and got into the wall. But that would have been, if we could have just stayed, like, side by side, I still wanted to win, of course. But, it would have been a better finish there that last lap. Been like some, some of those nice Atlanta finishes they had back in the day.
Well, nonetheless, both of you guys put on one hell of a show, and you ultimately rip off a win, which is obviously the best thing you can do. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I think Seth for putting it on, you guys up in the booth for doing what y'all do, and all the admins who help out, and and the wife for letting me race. She's probably the most important because if I didn't have her blessings, I wouldn't be over here, able to spend all these hours wasted them on looking at a computer monitor.
Oh, that's a true story right there. Because a happy wife is a happy life.
Exactly.
Once again, congratulations, and hopefully you can make it back-to-back wins next week.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
It was a good race. I didn't have much practice thanks to the Packer game being on, but other than that, it was a good race.
That would be a little bit different than normal. I know Corey on his last stop, he took 3 tires and no fuel, which put him at 5 gallons. The 97, he had, I think, the freshest tires out of all of them. And then we had Josue, who normally we don't see up in the top 5 like that, running for contention. He was able to pull off a top 5. So it was great seeing the battle that happened on the last 2 laps. It was just Robert got a little tight coming out of 2, which gave Corey the space to dive under, and he held him off.
Yeah, he did a good job. I mean, Josue's showing, like, he's just doing a lot better. I don't know if the car just suits him a little better or what, but he's usually done pretty well. But it was good to see him running up there, and good to see Corey get a win. But other than that, no, I tried a 3-tire stop earlier in the race, and it actually worked good for me because I was able to do it under that one caution. I only had a handful of laps on, but I needed the race to stay green. I didn't want that caution, the one that I was on a 3-tire stop or a 3 pit stop strategy, and I think it was going to pay off, but got the caution and all was for naught.
Well, it's just indicative of any time we race. It seems like late in the race when we get one caution, it's just going to breed more and more and more, especially as the laps wind down and you know that you've basically on the restart, you have to make your move then. Luckily, we were able to race it out under green, and we didn't end under caution like I've seen most of the races end. But nonetheless, there's a lot of names I'm looking right now in the top 10 that normally you wouldn't see there, which is just shows that between strategy, the racecraft between the drivers, the give and the take, that we've got a very, very well balanced group of guys here.
Yeah, I think the competition level is gotten a lot better. I mean, I could see it throughout the race. There were different groups of drivers. It didn't seem like anybody was really racing by themselves, except for maybe me, of course, at times when I just didn't have the track figured out. But other than that, the competition looked pretty good throughout the field.
I think Alan's broken again.
But yeah,
No, I'm working on trying to get the points out.
Okay. Where do we go next week?
I believe it's Martinsville.
Oh, that's going to be a fun race right there.
Yep. Yeah, I like Martinsville. Hoping the car's not too tight, so we'll see.
Well, we had a great race here tonight. Want to thank you for putting the races on and letting me sit up here in the booth and call it, because this one definitely was fun as hell to call. It was action from the start to the finish.
Yep, and that's what we've been wanting, and hopefully it stays that way. And I appreciate you guys up there in the booth. And if it weren't for everybody showing up week in and week out, it wouldn't be where we are.
All right, well, we'll see you next week.
All righty, have a good one.
Round out your top 10. 11th is going to be Avery McDonald, Craig Embry 12th, Justin Page 13th, Caleb Thompson 14th, Seth Schultz, who we just talked to, is going to be 15th. The 41 who was involved in that double spin there on the front stretch manages to bring home a 16th place finish. 17th goes to Markel Murphy. Cody Franklin brings it home 18th. Brandon Hartwell comes home 19th. Brian Clark is going to round out your top 20. Todd Cray is going to come home 21st. Kenan Miller 22nd. Randy Arms 23rd after the unfortunate incident of James Brown dying out of turn 2 and not having anywhere to go. He ended up in 23rd. James Brown comes home in 24th. Carlos Plaza brings in your 25th spot. 26th will be the 31 of Douglas Hess. Rusty Farrell brings it home 28th, and rounding out your field will be the 14 of Zach Michael. So we saw a lot of hard racing. The last restart there, we saw some of the best car control right there. Even with Robert getting as tight as he did and clipping the wall, he was still able to salvage a podium finish out of it. Overall, even with the cautions, we knew there was going to be late race cautions. It was still, hands down, an amazing show of driver talent. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the race. I want to thank everybody who tuned in to watch the broadcast. And next week we will move on to Martinsville, and I do believe it's either 200 or 250 laps. So it's going to be very interesting with these cars on the paperclip for that amount of distance. But once again, for DieHard Live TV, I'm Art Peck, and for Alan Schoen, good night, everybody, and we will see you guys next week.